Barbell Brigade. I'm Gio.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Omar.
And I'm Bart.
Gio.
Bart? Bart's a guy, right?
Bart, you're looking way worse. What happened? You were looking really good before.
For some reason, I'm not attracted to you anymore.
I don't get it.
You're not my Bart.
Why don't you love me for me? I thought it wasn't all about looks.
All right, so what is the importance of proper breathing technique?
Everything.
Oh, like this.
Everything.
No, you're doing it wrong.
That's the start of like We Will Rock You. Buddy, you're a poor boy.
You're talking specifically about the Valsalva maneuver.
Valsalva.
The Valsalva maneuver is when you
Valsalva.
brace your diaphragm so then you...
No, that's the chest.
The belly.
Belly.
Hey, Luke, give us a demonstration because it's dead on for the camera. Yep, look.
So
that's a squat 500
that's
right
pretty
there.
good. Actually, it is like the most vital thing, and it probably can take like years and years of practice to actually get. That's pretty good. But basically, I compare it to when you squat, we have a load on the top and our movers on the bottom, right? You're pushing with your legs. And it's obviously more complex than that. But if you try to do that with a wet noodle,
Whoa.
It's gonna fall apart.
Like the pool noodle?
any noodle or a real noodle, what's gonna happen if I push this end on a wet noodle?
Yeah, it's gonna
absolutely
compress.
nothing. But if you have a dry noodle,
Imagery.
oh, noodle's gross.
Really?
A little chow mein, a little pasta, a little pizza.
Mario.
Basically, my point is when you breathe into your diaphragm, you think about expanding your entire body in a circle here, like so. And what you're gonna do is brace down hard, keeping that back in a straight line. You're gonna not only protect your spine, but as rigid as I can get from here to here, the more weight I'm gonna be able to move.
You actually helped me with that because I was doing, during a squat, I would, I don't know, what would you call that? Like the booty.
Yeah, you overextend.
Yeah.
You go stripper booty, and then also people tend to breathe. You can see so much on Instagram, and they think it's cool. They're slamming this bar around. They're like,
It's the adrenaline though too when you feel, so you go like, when you want to go lift instead of breathing into your diaphragm.
yeah. So cues, I say breathe into your belly button. You could also breathe into your fupa or fat upper penis area.
Oh, is that what a fupa stands
It's actually for pussy, but pussy's kind of a dirty word, so I switched it. Penis area, and then breathing into kind of your low back, which is a kind of weird cue, but it gets you going.
Totally works.
Yeah.
So just I think about expanding my gut as much as I can, and then brace down. Like for you, you just had to do a quarter crunch, like someone's about to hit you.
Nailed it. Whoa!
I'm gonna need a cast.
No, but it is everything, breathing when it comes to lifting, especially when it comes to the squat and the deadlift. As Mike said, you're thinking you have a load on the top, you have the movers at the bottom, but that torso rigidity, when you increase that intra-abdominal pressure, then you're able to transfer that force from your legs all the way into the bar, because between the bar and your legs is actually your diaphragm, your stomach, your core. And I think a great cue to use, because people think, oh, like just big belly, it's that 3D diaphragm. It's really breathing. So if you have like your hands, you could test it side. So you put stomach first, you breathe out there, expand that. But also it should be side and back, and that actually protects your lower back. Essentially what a weightlifting belt, a belt powerlifting belt, it increases that
Abdominal pressure.
Thank you.
For the assist.
Damn near stroke.
Ellie?
Came through. Oop! It increases that intra-abdominal pressure as well. It does the same thing. But if you want to lift to your maximum potential, you do need to know how to breathe into your diaphragm, increase that intra-abdominal pressure. Torso rigidity for the, and that's why really strong guys like Konstantinov, just his core is so fucking strong.
Well, you get a little
He
excited.
doesn't need, whoa, okay.
I know.
Have you seen
Now guys, I may have drawn oil painting of him a few times. It's taken me 40 hours. He has responded via Instagram. I thought it was a language barrier, but he definitely speaks English. But no, I was gonna say you're leaving pounds on the platform. Guys that are so strong, they sometimes don't use belts, or they find it doesn't assist nearly as much because they just have that intra-abdominal pressure, and it protects your back.
For a long time before I lifted, I would touch myself and breathe there. So even
Just pause.
when I think about you, I touch myself. But what I would do is
That's Lou being uncomfortable and she's trying to laugh it off. Just trying to like, next topic, guys.
I would feel here, so I'm breathing here, right? Underneath my belt. And then you can feel those obliques. Boom, lock it in. Squat 622.
Yeah, one thing I like to do is I actually like to get a weight and put it on my belly.
See, this is smart.
I've heard this. Yeah.
It's expanded, so you feel it lifting up. Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the best ways to actually, because people don't really understand that.
Yeah,
Once
you
you
have to
tell
feel
them, like, breathe in with your belly, they're like,
Yeah,
That's
so
the first thing they
That's
do.
what I did.
You know?
Yeah, lying on your back, right? Is that what you did, Lou?
I think I think a good.
Oh, face down, ass up?
It's a good visual cue.
No! No! In this episode, Lou gets sexually harassed by Mike.
Hey man, I have feelings.
I'm more than just a piece of
At
ass.
what point
Yeah,
are you releasing this air? Are you releasing it through the
great
movement,
question.
or?
No, you hold it through the whole range of motion.
whole-
I'd say
entire
depending on the
movement.
exercise and depending on the load.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're doing some dumbbell presses, you could probably release on
Yeah.
the way up.
Yeah, not
And
as
if you're doing a sub-maximal weight that you're doing sets of 10 with, probably fine. Squat, bench, dead, probably overhead.
necessary.
Overhead is so important. TBT,
overhead is
total body
really
tension,
hard.
It's everything.
So I'm holding it depending on when I first get the load. So on the bench, it's before you unrack. With the squat, it's before you unrack.
Yeah.
You can breathe again, but you can't release. Once you come off tension, it's hard to find that tightness again. Big breath, squat, breathe out. Big breath, squat. Hold
So
on.
you
So
take
do
a
the
breath.
whole rep and then breathe out.
So you take the breath before you unrack for
Have
a
to,
squat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have.
And then you're holding that, even though you're gonna breathe again. So I'm not going.
You're still braced. You're braced, and then you can breathe again. So once you brace, and that concept, I think Mike was the one that said, or maybe Lou, is imagine for people out there like someone's gonna punch you in the stomach.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
You're
Slow tap
preparing.
around.
Yeah, so you're preparing for that like impact. So you're always braced.
I think it's a 90s grunge song, but I just think about it all the time. Like, I breathe in, I breathe out, I breathe in, I breathe out. No?
What?
You don't know that,
I
Jay?
know. I know what you're talking about.
What song? What?
If he released the album, would you buy it?
No.
Oh, okay.
If it was grunge,
If it was free, would you listen to it?
If it's the only freaking thing on the radio,
That's the
you
only
have
song
no
you
other
can listen to. She was like,
I'll
maybe.
make my own music.
Yeah. Sorry, what was your question gonna be?
No, that was it.
Oh,
Like
okay.
when are you releasing it? Because there's a lot of people that have,
After-
and these are all like, what are they? Keyboard warriors, but they're
Yeah.
like, stop holding your breath the entire time. That's
It
very
doesn't- hey,
unhealthy for you.
Now, this should be, I said, what we're recommending is for a general population. It does increase your blood pressure. If you have any medical issues, you should not be doing any of this.
Yeah.
So
you know,
it does acutely
Yeah.
raise your blood
Yeah,
pressure
like it goes up
in
and
the
then
gym
up. Yeah.
while you're training heavy.
yeah, so if you have high blood pressure or other
Yeah.
medical issues, you gotta check
You
with
probably
your
shouldn't be
doctor
max
first.
effort
Yeah.
deadlifting
You shouldn't
anyways.
be, like, we're not your doctors. We're not trying to give you that advice. So obviously
Lou's a
consider
doctor,
that.
but
We
yeah.
personally do it ourselves because it helps us lift a lot
From
more, you
personal
know.
experience.
Yeah, just from personal experience, you know. But you definitely don't want to let go of the air at all until the movement is complete. Whether it's at the top of, as soon as you lock out a deadlift, or as soon as you ascend from a squat, you definitely want to brace or breathe into your stomach. Do that Valsalva movement, which is really important.
Yeah.
It's gonna protect your back. It's gonna help you push more weight.
That is a
Let's
good
go.
question though, because people always ask like, oh, what if I do reps? What if I'm doing a set of 5? Like,
breathe
all right,
in, breathe out.
it's
But
probably
it-
set
yeah.
of 2, set of 2, set of 1.
It's a skill though. It's also a skill.
Yep.
It's just like training
Timing
the
and stuff.
movements and everything. Like, because people will not get it immediately, and that's why I really like a visual cue. Like just putting something over your belly. If you see that object or whatever you have on your stomach
What do you put there?
rising, I'll put like a plate or like a kettlebell or something. Yeah, I mean, and you could actually strengthen your Valsalva with like weight on it as well.
Great. When was the first time you guys remember taking pre-workout? Like, how old were you?
Those were the days.
Before I even trained. I used to just sip that. Oh, what do we? Oh, yeah, pre-workout. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Before every concert, every weekend.
Concert every weekend. I'll tell you, a few years into training.
Hit the
so
story.
pre-workout, so
These are good. Yeah, these are good
So
stories.
when we say pre-workout, we don't mean like creatine, right? We mean something intentionally made.
Yeah.
Well, Lou's loving it. Lou was on that train too. Were you on that train, bro? Oh. No.
I think
Okay,
you're
so I was gonna
alone,
say,
you crazy.
pre-workout means like something that either has stimulants or something like caffeine or other things that try and like excite you, or a non-stimulated one. So maybe it has like a citrulline malate, beta-alanine. You get the tingles and stuff. So I took what the fuck was it called? Oh, C4. I took. We can say names, right?
yeah.
We can say
Yeah,
names.
whatever.
Yeah. Took C4. No, just cut. So I remember it was a few years in. I took a C4 after training for 2 years. My buddy is a football player.
What year?
He had it. It's probably second year of training. It would be about like five years ago or like whatever. Took the C4. And immediately, I just started feeling like, what the hell is going on? And because I wasn't used to any of it, I actually got a crash in energy because I'm an excited person. But he was like, he was going to go for a PR. He's like, dude, let's get this. I'm like, what is this? He's like, bro, it helps me get my mind right in the mood. I find for me, like a pre-workout's music. Anyways, I took it and I actually had the shittiest workout ever.
Is it amusing? Why is it amusing?
No, I said music is my pre-workout. Like, it gets me because it's an external stimulation, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't used to it, dude. I didn't know what the dose was, and I don't know how many scoops you're supposed to take.
Yeah.
I think he 3-scooped that shit, and you're supposed to take like 2 scoops. So we each took 3
3
scoops.
scoops is your first time?
So well, he's like, bro, let's get like lit. Like he was just like excited. Like he wanted to go for like a PR. So I'm like, whatever, dude, let's do it. This guy's like really strong. And then just immediately, like you think you'd get like hyped, like like that. I just want I want to go home. I just want it was just too much at once. What about you, Lou?
Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't have pre-workout for like the first type of stimulant or caffeinated whatever I had. It was a Red Bull. And I had a Red Bull actually before a swim meet that I was doing. It was
turn that shit up.
League finals, and I felt like I was actually having a heart attack.
Oh yeah, no,
that's awesome.
it's no joke.
Yeah, like
You get like heart palpitations.
I had like the chills, and like I was about to go for backstroke, and then I was like, oh my god, like I'm already tired, I was just like, and like I felt like I couldn't breathe and stuff. But
I think Lou and I, we both don't react, bro, to caffeine too well, right?
Well, I do now.
Yeah.
Like now.
Yeah. The first time, though. No.
The first time was the worst time ever. But
That's what she said?
How old were you when you took that?
I think I was in high school, sophomore year.
Whoa, that's so young.
Yeah, but I regret it.
Yeah.
I think I would have performed better because like my heart rate was already up before I was even swimming.
Of course, you're getting excited for the meet, dude.
Yeah.
I think kids take way too many pre-workouts these days, and instead of like getting like in the zone, kind of like concentrating on themselves, trying to get that internal motivation that will really help you out and focus. They're like, oh, let's do it, and they get wired and tired is the thing.
I think people don't like to focus on like the mental aspect and like the mental focus.
Yeah, like the challenge.
I think it's that coupled with the fact that, Instagram and social media has grown so much and they idolize these people. And these people are sponsored or have their own product out there and they keep pushing it in their face. So then they're like, oh, okay, this plus, me training equals this person that I look up to. That's what I'm gonna do.
I agree. I feel like also like it becomes like an ego thing. Like I have to be like really aggressive and just like be overstimulated and go really crazy in order to pull as much or push as much as I need to, instead of like running through the small, simple cues that a lot of people miss because they're overstimulated. Not just because of the caffeine, but just like mentally as well.
Let me take you guys back.
Way back.
Story time.
He was waiting for it.
Probably like 2008, 2009. I had recently quit basketball, so I'd been training for about a year, doing as much research as I could on the website. It's good. It's a good story.
All right, good.
I don't remember. I've never heard
It's
the
not
story.
amazing, but it's good.
I've
It's
never
good.
heard
All
the
right.
story.
It's worthwhile.
Can you not interrupt him, please?
So we're doing all the research on the internet. At the time, people weren't so truthful, right? So it has to be the supplement to get these results. Kind of like you were mentioning now, even though hopefully people like us are being more true on the
Shedding
internet.
some light.
Yeah, so all I knew was, okay, I've been training for a year, I'm still gross. Like, time to get some fucking supplements.
Got no results. Yeah, next step. All right, go.
So I go to the local whatever supplement store, and they're handing out samples. I wasn't gonna buy yet. I was just test driving. Test
Try
driving.
before you buy. All right.
No idea what I'm getting, but the guy's like, hey, this is like an endurance deal. This is like a creatine deal. I thought it was creatine. This was gonna be like my first take of creatine, but it turned out, in hindsight, it was probably some type of pre-workout, bright yellow kryptonite looking drink, taken out of a plastic red bottle or whatever. All of it. Took it. Wasn't really even gonna go to the gym, right? It was just a sample. I was just trying it. Took it. Went to the gym. I was on the preacher curl machine for an hour and a half. Loved it. Just the best. Everything was slow-mo. I felt like the Matrix. I felt I was Neo. I was just like looking at myself, and then I'll take like 10-second break and then go right back to it.
The guy gave you some
All
acid, bro.
day. Dude, I don't know what it was, but it was life
How
altering.
old were you?
19, 20?
I know, that sounds like acid more than
Yeah.
anything.
That shit sounds crazy.
Was this at a supplement store or was this some guy like at the gym?
It was an alley.
So I don't,
he said yellow powder. I've never heard
I don't know if I'd ever had like real doses of caffeine before that. Like I had a
But
soda.
you didn't get hyped up, dude?
Yeah.
But I wasn't bouncing off the walls. I never had like an energy drink before that. I never had coffee before
Oh
that.
wow,
I'd
that's
had
a
like
huge jump.
I've had like a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that was
that's
the extreme
nothing.
for me too.
Yeah,
I've never done anything.
So I
either.
had never had any stimulant. I never rode the crazy train. I never had any kind of stimulant.
from that to Adderall.
So
Yeah, I never had any of that.
So with that being said, then when do you think it's appropriate to start taking?
I honestly would
a
try to
pre-workout?
never take it.
Yeah. It's now. So there is a difference.
Yeah.
Non-stimulant pre-workouts once again are fine because it's
If
just about
formulated right.
Yeah, if formulated right, it's just has a proprietary blend that
There's a
probably has
lot,
like citrulline
yeah.
malate, like beta alanine. Those are things that can be effective. Like we were saying, citrulline malate as a vasodilator. But if you're taking the majority of pre-workouts, however, they're trying to get you, and they're battling each pre-workout how they make the consumer feel, like so how hyped. So they load it with a bunch of
beta
stimulants.
alanine
Yeah.
that makes you feel really itchy.
So I would avoid the ones that have like a lot of caffeine, a lot of doses, or things that honestly just won't assist you. Like I know a lot from messages, kids reaching out that are addicted essentially to pre-workout. The feeling they get,
Wow.
and then they get, honestly, they're drained when they don't take it. And if they don't take it, they can't train because they're just so tired all the time.
You get emotionally and mentally attached to it. Like, oh, this is just what happens. I drink this, then I go do this. I would also,
I'll say stay off of your kids.
yeah, especially.
Stay on that natty train.
if
3 out of
you're,
5.
I'd say like caffeine is a performance enhancing drug. Caffeine can help you perform better, endurance and power. But
Have a
but
cup
I would
of
chill.
coffee.
Yeah, have a cup of coffee and
Or
probably,
tea, dude.
Yeah.
I would wait till
Green
you're
tea?
Yeah.
On it.
Hipsters unite. I would.
We care about our bodies, all right?
I would probably wait until like you're in your 20s and stuff anyways, just because it's not the bang for your buck, which we talk a lot, like the risk or just need or emotional need and the cost is not
And
worth what
save
you're
your
gonna get for
money,
it.
kids.
And you're so young, like you should be like sleeping properly, eating the right way. Like you don't have crazy responsibilities. You
It
know?
is
Like,
just
you're
trendy though,
young.
like you said. It's trendy.
is,
It's trendy to get hyped and all the
Put it in,
memes.
yeah.
People are dancing in the cars and it's funny.
Waiting for the beat drop and then taking the pre-workout.
I'm not sure if like a younger, like really professional top athletes take it. I'm not even.
No, and that's Luke. Dude. Look at the best, how they lift, how they train, what they consume, and you'll see like it's not there's a mid tier of people that are like trying to get strong or like they get hyped, but like again they get too excited, they get wired in that tired effect. Look at the champions, what they actually tend to do instead.
Great advice. Well, thank you guys for watching the video. If there are any questions you guys would like for us to answer, leave them in the comments below. Share the video, and make sure to follow these crazy rascals. Until next time.
Peace.
Deuces.
Do massages really make a difference?
In terms of recovery.
Yeah. In terms of recovery, in terms of training, just